So today we're looking at Starboy by The Weeknd featuring Daft. This lesson will be based on my acoustic instrumental of the song, which is up on my channel now, so go check that out before the lesson. And remember that if you get lost or stuck in any part of the lesson, expand the description box for a written explanation of each step. So let's do it. So for this track, there's only 3 basic chords that we need to know. But before we start, we need to put our capo on the 5th fret. And now if you don't have a capo, which some of you have said in the comments below, then you can pick one up super cheap from Amazon or eBay. The capo that I use is the G7 Performance 2, which is a slightly more expensive capo, but it's really good, so I'd highly recommend it. And there's a link for this in the description box below, so go check that out. And now all the chords that I'm about to describe will be relative to the capo, so assuming that the capo is now the nut and 6th fret is now 1st fret. So the first chord we need to know is E minor, which is 7th fret A string, 5th fret D string, open G string, and open B string. The second chord is D add 4, which is 5th fret A string, 4th fret D string, open G string, and 3rd fret B string. And the third chord is C major, which is 3rd fret A string, 2nd fret D string, open G string, and 1st fret B string. And they're all the chords that you need to know. So for this track there's only 2 sections that we need to cover, which will be the verse and the chorus. And now both sections use exactly the same chords and exactly the same chord progression, but just with a slight variation to the picking pattern in each section. So starting with the verse, I will just play through the whole section nice and slow. So for this we're going to be starting on the E minor, and we're going to be using our thumb, our 1st, our 2nd and our 3rd finger. So we're going to start by plucking the A string once with the thumb, and then we're going to pluck the D string with the 1st finger, and then again we're going to pluck the A string with the thumb, and then using the 3rd finger we're going to pluck the B string, and then we're going to go back to the A string and pluck it once with the thumb. Then using the 2nd finger, we're going to pluck the G string. Then again, we're going to pluck the A with the thumb. And then finally, we're going to pluck the D string with the 1st finger. So after each string, we always come back to the A string with the thumb. And we're going to do that little pattern twice. So again, A, D, A, B, A, G, A, D. And again, A, D, A, B, A, G, A, D. So we do that twice. So again. And then after this we're going to slide down to the D add 4, and we're going to do exactly the same pattern. So A, D, A, B, A, G, A, D. And we do that twice. So again. So those 2 together. And then after this we're going to slide down to the C major, which if you notice is exactly the same shape as the D add 4. So we're basically just moving the D add 4 shape down 2 frets and we get C major. And here we're going to do exactly the same pattern. So A, D, A, B, A, G, A, D. And we do that twice again. So So if I play what we have so far, and finally we're going to slide back up to the D add 4. So taking the same shape, sliding it up 2 frets, and we get D add 4. And here we're going to do exactly the same pattern. So A, D, A, B, A, G, A, D. And again we do that twice. So and that is the whole progression for this section, so I will just play through it nice and slow. And now a bit more up to speed. And that is the chord progression and picking pattern that I use for the verse. So next we have the chorus, and this is going to be very similar to the verse in that it's the exact same chord progression, but just with a slight variation to the picking pattern. So I will play through the section nice and slow. So for this we're going to be starting on the E minor, and we're going to start by plucking the A string once with the thumb, then the D string once with the first finger, then back to the A string once with the thumb, then using the third finger we're going to pluck the B string once, and then this time we're going to slap the strings. Then after this we're going to pluck the G string with the second finger, then back to the A string with the thumb, and then finally the D string once with the first finger. And we're going to do that same pattern twice, so the difference this time is that slap in the middle. So again, it's A, D, A, B, slap, G, A, D. And we do that twice. So then after this we're going to slide down to the D add 4 and do exactly the same pattern. So A, D, A, B, slap, G, A, D. And again we're going to do that twice. So those two together. Then after this we're going to slide down to the C major and we're going to use exactly the same pattern. So A, D, A, B, slap, G, A, D, and I'm going to do that twice. So those three so far. And then finally we're going to go back to the D add 4, so sliding that shape up 2 frets and we get the D add 4. And we're going to do exactly the same pattern again. So A, D, A, B, slap, G, A, D. And again we're going to do that twice. So A, D, A, B, slap, G, A, D. So again. And that is the whole section, so I'll just play through this section nice and slow. And now a bit more up to speed. And that is the chord progression and picking pattern that I use for the chorus. And that is all you need to know for this track, so I hope you've enjoyed the lesson. Remember to hit the subscribe button below to keep up to date with all my latest acoustic instrumentals and guitar tutorials, and I'll see you on the next one.